Hi, it's Chris Watkin here from Landlord Farming, and I'm with the super awesome Luke Sinclair from Knightsbridge Estate Agents in Leicester. Luke, what is landlord farming to you? Describe it to the world.
Landlord farming is about nurturing potential customers of the future, but giving them information to help them make better decisions for the future.
Just landlords?
Landlords, vendors, buyers, tenants, because it will all come round in a circle eventually one day, and they'll become a potential customer of the future. So it's playing for the long term.
So really it should be called landlord and vendor and buying and selling farming.
You ought to consider changing the Facebook group.
I asked if we could change the Facebook group, and the opinion was no. We're keeping it as it is.
Fair enough.
You know, we are in a democracy. So, giving information, how brilliant your estate agency is, what you've sold, what awards you've won, how brilliant you are.
It's about what it is, because if you do that, people are going to switch off because they just feel like they're being sold to, and no one wants to be sold to all the time. But it's giving them information about what interests them. So whether or not it's information about what's going on in the local community, what's going on in the property market. So whether or not it's to do with the interest rate changes that have just happened, or if it's to do with how much money landlords could make over the next 25 years, for example, that could be of interest to two different groups or the same group. So it's and sometimes some information put out you can't cater for everyone every time you put a piece of information out.
But talking about the property market, it's not going to directly get you any business.
No, it's not, but it's going to get you into the homes of people, so that when people are ready to make that decision, then they're going to think, who should we look at? I know. That bloke Luke keeps writing about things going on. Who's he associated with again? Well, he seems to know what he's talking about. Let's get their firm out.
Okay, so you've been doing this landlord farming or talking about the local property market, getting involved in the community now for 3 years. Did you get instant results?
No, not at all. Not at all. So
you've got talking a few weeks.
I would say you've got to be looking at least 9 to 12 months at least.
Really, that's a long time.
It is, but the results will then start coming through on a conveyor belt. So you will then start to get the inquiries. You will then start to get the emails to say, great, like on the way in this morning, great article. That was the interest rate article that I put out. Great article as normal. So doesn't mean just because people aren't engaging with it doesn't mean that they're not consuming it. Gradually they will build up that rapport that they think that they've got with you, and then give you a bit of acknowledgement, say great article, thumbs up, love, whatever it is.
What would you say to any letting or estate agent who's sitting on the fence thinking about becoming this property expert, talking about the local property market?
Just go for it. Just start it.
I mean, did you have any fears to start with? You know, people challenging you on the numbers? And
No, not the challenge on the numbers.
do people challenge you on the numbers?
No. No one challenges on the numbers. The biggest fear was when you combine it with video. That's the biggest fear. And after a while, you just forget that there's a camera there. Once you've done 50 or so videos, I know that sounds a lot of videos, but you just forget that the camera is there, and your videos become a lot better.
So I would say when it comes to landlord farming agents, you are at the vanguard of agents. You're at the front. You've evolved this landlord farming and guidance from the landlord farming group and myself and Chris and Matt into this digital mayor.
Yeah.
What is the difference between digital mayor and landlord farming? Are they the same, or is there just an extension of each other? What do you say?
They work together, they dovetail in very nicely. But digital mayor is getting out there in all different mediums, and Gary V talks about it. So it's about being in the written word, the spoken word, and then you've got the video. So you've got things like podcasts, because again, people are kind of time poor now, but they'll quite happily consume a podcast on their way to work, or if they're walking the dog, quick 5 minutes. So they'll have that burst of information, because we all want to absorb information anyway. But then there will be some people that quite happily will sit there reading through an article. And then some people are more engaged by videos, but you've got to cater for all three of them.
And what sort of videos are you doing? Because if you're only writing or having ghost written for you a weekly article, what are you're chucking out more than one video a week? What are you what are you talking about?
So it's mixing up different content. So we've done interviews with solicitors. So we did a 30-40 minute Q&A with a solicitor, which we can then chunk into different pieces to then release out with a surveyor, with an EPC and legionnaires. Not particularly sexy subjects, but to the right audience, someone will find value in it.
Okay, so you've got technical articles. What else have you written?
So
we've done a video.
So we've done the top 20 streets.
Okay, so what are the top 20?
So we've looked at the most expensive, ranked number 20 through to number 1 of the key areas that we're involved in. And so that's the most expensive. We're then going to do the most affordable, so i.e. the cheapest.
Yes.
So again, that engages a different audience, but you've also got your potential landlords bringing back in then, but also your first-time buyers, which will come in handy for our first-time buyers club that we're going to be launching as well. We've got interviews with local businesses. So we've asked to go out and we went to a coffee shop. So we interviewed a local coffee shop, we interviewed a local food bank and cafe, and it just helps you engage with the local community.
What the hell is talking to a coffee shop got to do with selling houses?
It's got nothing to do. It's got nothing to do with it, but it's helping engage with your local community in the high street, because the press talk about how the high street is diminishing. So the high street is at an all-time low. Shops are closing. Every other shop is a charity shop, but if we don't help preserve that high street, then us as a business will also come under threat as well. But the high streets offer so much value, and we want to bring people back, and it's working together with these other local businesses, and the overall benefit will be to all of us, not just to us as an individual company, but to the whole high street. And then all of a sudden there's loads of people on the high street again.
Because if you think about it, if you do a promo video for the coffee shop talking about what they sell, what they love about the town, what they love about the people, those sort of things, they will publish that out on. But the videos on your YouTube channel, on your Facebook group, and next to it is an article about the property market.
Correct. Yeah. So there is that sideline benefit, and the conversations that go on in that coffee shop, or in the local butchers, and they're going to be your best referral sources as well, because they're going to get to know Mrs. Jones that's selling because she needs to go into a bungalow because she's finding the stairs a bit of a problem, and they're going to say, well, look, go and speak to Luke up at Knightsbridge. He came in and did the video on our coffee shop. Why don't you go and have a chat to him? He seemed ever so nice.
Because trust is transferable, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if you're down the pub and someone says, who do you service the car? You'll say, you need to go and see Bill. Yeah. You might not have had your car serviced by Bill, but because he's a good lad and buys you a pint, well, if he's good enough for you, he's good enough for me.
And you're just that little bit further ahead compared to your competition.